So welcome back, everybody, to the Steve and Bobby Show. This is segment 2. We kind of discuss about the Michael Flynn issue that we kind of breezed through. You know, there's so many things that go on all the time that we just can't keep up. So, you know, that's why sometimes we have to bring up stuff that's older. We got to, you know what I mean? Just so many.
Just to, see the dots get connected and everything that's there, and then how people can be involved in different things. And it brings us from Michael Flynn, Robert Mueller, right here to the Central Valley with accusations against our current Congress member, Devin Nunes.
Devin Nunes. He's we put in the first segment. If you guys didn't watch that, go ahead and watch the first segment because there's a kind of a reason. There's a connection here of why we're bringing this up. We're just not bringing it up because there was a situation with Lindsey Graham, Tom Cotton, and Devin Nunes. Possible situations where these are connected. Well, actually, their names did come up. I mean, Fox News put it on there, right? I mean, so this is something that's real. So in case for those out there that are outside District 22 in our area, which is Devin Nunes, our congressional leader, if you forgot who Devin Nunes is, let us bring you back up to par of who Devin Nunes is. Check this video out.
Specifically, these reports that White House officials gave GOP intelligence chairman Nunes an assist when he slipped into the White House grounds last week to view intelligence. Those documents, according to Nunes, may show that members of the Trump team were somehow caught up in U.S. surveillance of foreign nationals. The Washington Post reports 3 senior White House officials are involved in this. One of them, the top lawyer for the National Security Council. Earlier in the day, the New York Times got on the board, the first to reveal at least two White House officials helped Nunes view the eyes-only material. The Times story, it turned out, broke in time for today's White House briefing.
So, that was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago when Devin Nunes, well, actually it was 2 years ago when Devin Nunes, remember, middle of the night he ran, and it was all over the news, all over the country, because this was highly unusual because Devin Nunes is, at that time when the Republicans were in charge of Congress, he was the intel, he was the man, chief, he was the chair.
He was the chair of the House Intel.
So he's basically what Adam Schiff is now. Right, Adam Schiff is because now we control Congress. So imagine Adam Schiff just going running to Biden or somebody on intel that was not presented to his other, because these committees, I'm pretty sure a lot of you know, you're educated people. Committees are usually shared among Republicans and Democrats, right? Because our intelligence is important. So it needs to be shared. It needs to be approached and looked at from different eyes, different viewpoints politically. So that's why these, are often shared in these ways. But these things when I just can't believe. I remember when this came out and going, why is this not? I mean, it was a big deal. Don't get me wrong.
It was a really big deal.
It was a really big deal.
Really big deal.
But I mean, he should have been removed.
Well.
Yeah. I think he should have been removed. If they would have done the right thing, he should have been removed. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
in a sense, because the actions that he took to go at this at a rogue level, to do something and try to get ahead of it. I mean, the idea is that, because he was involved in the administration, in the campaign.
Yeah, he was
involved in that campaign.
Transition committee.
And he was involved in that. And so to hear that he might have been under investigation or been recorded or something.
Tune into segment 1.
And he wanted to get ahead of it, right? I mean, that's what you do, right? It's like, oh my God, I might be under investigation. Let me go and check, right?
Go check, see what's going on.
It brings up that suspicion in the way that he handled it, not wanting to share with the rest of the group, not wanting to share what was going on, and his efforts there. So it came under, scrutiny. A huge scrutiny, under a huge microscope. The whole country was watching at this particular moment, like what is going on? It became a huge fiasco.
So in reference to that, this caused a lot of problems, and it caused a lot of problems even with other Republicans. I mean, there's a lot of good Republicans out there. To the contrary, there are some that don't. Even though a lot of these individuals may not think alike, there's one thing they do believe in, and that is the rule of law. So, I mean, this caused a lot of problems for Nunes. And Nunes, there's several months after this happened, probably about 4 or 5 months after, he kind of had to backpedal. Check this video out.
Chairman Devin Nunes held an impromptu press conference on Wednesday where he disclosed to the media that he had evidence that Trump's transition team officials had their communications intercepted by American intelligence agencies. Mr. Nunes also insinuated that Mr. Trump was among those who had their communications picked up, but he never really provided any evidence to back up that claim. After making this disclosure to the media, the White House latched onto it.
I somewhat do.
President Trump said that it appeared to back up his claim that he had made several weeks ago, where he said in a Twitter storm that President Barack Obama had wiretapped him during the campaign. The White House spokesman, Sean Spicer, cited it.
But I do think it is a starting revelation.
As yet another thing that appeared to back up Mr. Trump. And then Mr. Nunes went to the White House and briefed the president on what he had found.
This is information that was brought to me that I thought the president needed to know about incidental collection.
After Mr. Nunes went public with this, the Democrats really went after him, and even some Republicans criticized him. On Thursday, Mr. Nunes appeared to backtrack, or at least to try and clean up a bit of the mess.
You know, sometimes you make the right decision, sometimes you make the wrong one, but you got to stick by the decisions you make.
He met with House Democrats and apologized to them for bringing this information to the president before he shared it with them, the people he's supposed to be conducting an investigation with.
So that, in that report, they were talking about that it got some Republicans pretty upset. No, they were furious.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people.
Furious Republicans. And for them to come out openly, and which they did, we're going to show you a video real quick of what they did, means that was an issue.
Right, and it was a problem. But something that we caught watching this at this time and what we did in the first segment, which was, the idea that, hey, if you got something going against our president, tell us, right? Michael Flynn's tape and those things are coming through.
Yes.
And what happened here, I just felt that the president needed to know.
And he ran. So it looks like he went with Michael Gaetz and Flynn did not.
It's the MO of the same group, whatever it is, it's the same group. Like, hey, give the big guy, forewarning. Let him know.
So we got a video here of Republicans that were actually furious about this. Let's run that video.
Tonight, even some Republicans are losing patience with the man running the House investigation into Russia's interference in the election. Has he lost credibility? Are you concerned he can't lead an impartial investigation?
I think so. I really do.
And now they're looking to the Senate to lead the charge.
Seems like the issue's become pretty polarized in the House.
House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes, who was on the Trump transition team, came under fire for rushing to brief the White House on information he uncovered. We then learned that the day before, he had a secret meeting with a source on White House grounds. Still not going to share your source?
Look, I have answered these questions over and over again, and will continue to do that, but there's nothing new to report.
On Monday, White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer promised to look into who that source was.
Well, so I think this was an embarrassment to Republicans.
Right.
It really is. There's a way to do it. You could do it like Mitch McConnell does and just say, no, we're not going to do nothing and run and go tell the president later.
Right.
But you don't make a fiasco of it.
Right. Right. But you see what that fiasco has done.
Yeah.
Right? That fiasco has, from the very get-go of everyone trying to hide something, the administration hiding something or firing people or going away. You saw the blue wave come in 2018. Yep. All these folks won. The Democrats took over the House. And then Devin Nunes scraped by. He barely got through, right? He barely won right there, and he goes in, and he's in there. But he's no longer the chief.
Nope.
Right? He's no longer the chair.
The House Intel Committee.
Right? He lost that position, and he's remained quiet until just recently, right? He's sued, he's doing all kinds of other things, and he's stuck on this conspiracy stuff. He's doing all of these things, and then he comes back in, and it's possible that it's him. One thing to remember, too, following his MO of getting ahead of it, when they found out that Flynn was being taped back in 2017, right, through the Mueller investigation, back in 2017, when he found that out, he actually went and demanded that the FBI give him the tapes.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
He went out and he made a big stink about it. Like, you give me all these things, right?
Yeah.
And was it because, it could be two things. Was it because he was trying to protect the president? and to see if any of that was for the president, because that's what he's done in the past, and he would let him know, or was he trying to protect himself? Or, like we saw in the last segment, was he trying to protect Tom Cotton, Lindsey Graham, or some other, what they called administrative tool?
Yeah.
Right? So,
or is it all of them?
Right.
Or is it all of those?
right. And so that's going to come out in that report there. But, I mean, to have our current congressional members stuck in this fiasco is just insane.
And, you know, and he's a local guy. You know, that's what's crazy. And I remember the election, during the election campaign for Devin Nunes, he squeaked by. He got lucky.
Yeah,
he really did. There was a lot of money being poured into that to the Democratic campaign for that, to make to make that guy go away.
Right. And there's backlash. I mean, you've seen a lot of the conservatives, the Republicans, have backed off on supporting him, right? And they've stayed, and some of them have not so much backed off on the support, but stayed quiet.
Quiet, yeah.
Right?
And in Republican world, that's a lot.
Right. And so now we're starting to see that change here
Yeah.
in the Central Valley. And, a lot of these folks are kind of tired of the drama, tired of the fiasco, right? That's happening there. And then, people are moving towards, real world, let's real world solutions. Let's fix what's going on.
Fix what the
but
problem is.
Instead, he wants to continue
with this mess.
And,
I was searching on some stuff with Devin Nunes, and I didn't realize there was actually a special on him. Vice did a special on Devin Nunes. I didn't realize that until the other day when I was doing some research on him. Let's take a little snippet of that. We have a snippet of that special. Check this out.
Mackenzie Mays has been reporting for the Fresno Bee for 3 years.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you in person. Yeah, definitely.
Today, she's writing a piece on complaints that Republican Congressman Devin Nunes and his staff are never available to residents in his district.
But do you feel like he's not paying attention to his constituents here?
Oh yeah, he's more concerned with protecting Trump than anything to do here in the Central Valley.
So I actually watched the whole thing of that. It was actually pretty good.
Right.
Vice is actually really good. They do some really good
investigation.
Yeah, some of their stuff's really good. But that one was really into detail about it. They talk about some of the policies that Nunes is part of, and some of the things he's doing that I didn't even realize. This what this guy's doing behind the curtains. And when you have a representative like Devin Nunes, I've never seen that guy here. I mean, I'm in politics locally here.
Oh, you won't be invited.
Yeah. Oh no, but I thought you really liked me.
No.
That's unfortunate.
No, the color of your jacket's the right color. That's not how it works. That's not how it works there, right?
Okay.
No, but a lot of that is bad, and that leads us to how we got into this fiasco of the media circus that's happening. Whether his intentions were good or whether they were bad, he's stuck in this drama and not concentrating on.
And his name also keeps coming up, just like Flynn's.
Right. And so as we look at it, and we've come to this market where we are today, where people are riding the coattails now of the media circus, right? Are you for Donald Trump or are you against Donald Trump? That's what we're seeing
basically what it is.
Well, that's what a lot of politicians seem to be running on. It's the climate is so polarized that the issues don't matter anymore.
No, don't matter.
But only the polarized issues matter, and that's all that it is. And when you debate with somebody or you argue with somebody, the experience is, well, this is wrong, and when you prove your point, well, they go, well, that person, they did that wrong.
Oh,
what
that's
about
the
you,
first
Dems?
thing they
You
go.
guys, and it's like, okay, stop. Let's talk about what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's why when it comes to the impeachment of Donald Trump, right now that's what everyone's talking about.
Right.
Impeach, don't impeach, impeachment inquiry, and all these different things that are laid out in front of us. It leaves a lot of things, and that's what a lot of politicians are kind of deciding if they're going to get in the circus or they're not going to get in that circus of it, right? And I think a lot of people are tired of it, and we just want real world solutions. But since impeachment is up, that conversation has been all over the place.
We'll talk about that in the third segment.
I want to thank you, everybody who is watching right now. Thank you very much for getting this far. Here we are at Mad Talk TV shows, the Steve and Bobby Show. We appreciate that you're here and you're listening. Please comment. We're going to come back to you about all the different things that are impeachment, all the different strategies, and what they mean to all the different parties and to the country.
Stay tuned, you guys.